Vacation comes from the Latin word vacare, which means to empty out. I use that to inspire me to find a starting point for my vacation, the most remote body of water I can find in Massachusetts that I can take my kayak on. It's empty of people, of city noises, lights, stress, and of course work. This is called Twining Pond. I'm going to take my kayak out on it, try to get some good light. I am getting a late start to today because of this. The last piece in my kayak puzzle didn't arrive until 4 p.m. today. Kind of crazy to spend vacation waiting for a package, but whatever. This is my personal flotation device. I got it off of Amazon. It's supposedly lighter than the big bulky things you get at Walmart, hence my buying one online. I'd say it fits well enough. In Massachusetts, you have to wear one of these things from September 15th until I think May 15th. I imagine it's the same thing in other states. I wanted to get one anyway, but now I have everything I need for the kayak. I think I did arrive here too late though. It's gonna be sunset in about an hour and I want to spend way more time on the lake. I'll be prepping some other new toys I got, including a wireless mic, which is why my audio sounds so good right now. Yeah, I needed one of these things. A lot of people commented about the audio. It was pretty bad. As for the words that come out of my mouth, they might be pretty crappy as well, but you can't blame that in technology, you know what I mean? That's just me. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna set up a little bit more. I think I might spend the night here. This place is completely abandoned. I mean, there's no one here right now. I'm kind of surprised. Living in a van changes your habits in a lot of ways. For me, one of those ways is how I take vacation. I take them once a year now. That's because it takes forever to travel coast to coast. It also made me realize how much I love hanging around in strip malls since I've gotten into van life. That's what I did today while I was waiting for the Amazon package. I want to hit some great strip malls between Boston and Miami. If you know of any, put it in the comments. As for right now, I thought I'd do a walk around the lake, but I guess there's no real path. I feel like I'm getting lost going down a dirt road with nothing in sight. This has happened before. Thankfully, I did find the path. There is a trail that takes you out to a glacial erratic, one of these boulders just laying in the woods on a little peninsula here in the pond. Every time I come to these things now, I think of King Philip. Rest in peace, my man. This lake is just gorgeous. I've never had a better first impression. It deserves to have an entire day dedicated to it. That's what I'm gonna do all day tomorrow. Noctophilia. I looked up the word. It's the opposite of a fear of darkness. It's what I think I have. It's so dark right here, and I am just eating it up. I think this place has a spooky, haunted vibe to it. I keep hearing like voices in the woods, but there's no one else here. The lake itself has a beautiful shoreline. I saw lots of islands, lots of tributaries along the coast I want to paddle up tomorrow. Yeah, I cannot wait to see this place in the morning light. There's literally no one here. No one came through during the night. No one came in the morning. I have the whole place to myself for a beautiful lake and a beautiful day on the last day of summer. I'm just shocked. I wanted my vacation to be away from cities and get away from people. I can't believe how easy it was. I didn't even have to leave Massachusetts. There are a ton of lily pads on this lake though, and rowing through them, you feel it in the biceps, you know what I mean? I think I'm gonna hug the coastline for a while, try to find some tributary to snake up. I'm really curious how tall lily pads grow. Maybe I should pluck one. I'd like to know how deep this lake is. Dead on the water. That's what it feels like hiking through all these lily pads. Hiking, rowing, whatever I'm doing. I'm trying to hug the shore, but it's just lily pad heaven right here. It's actually only like a foot deep where I am. It's not a deep lake at all. I'm fine with that. I think I just had to plow through these lily pads. My arms might be sore. There is a little cove right here. There's a bunch of islands on the pond. Yeah, so I was gonna snake behind that boulder. I thought it was an island. I don't think I'm getting in there. But along the other shore is a major brook or something that flows into the pond. It's straight up ahead. I'm gonna try to row over there. These lily pads are killing me though. I'm in a tree cemetery in one bay of the lake. I often wonder how things like this happen. These trees, I'm not sure how long they've been dead. I mean, it looks like they've been dead for decades, but still, there is some stuff growing here. Trees that grow out of the water. I'm always impressed by that. I like tight spaces like this. It feels like a challenge. Between this boulder and the shore, there's like maybe 5.5 feet. Looks to be only about 2 or 3 inches deep. Yep, I'm bottoming out. Let's see, can I make it? No, I cannot make it. Yeah, I'm not cool with bottoming out here. It's all rocks and boulders. This plastic stuff that my Oru kayak is made out of, it's pretty freaking tough, I gotta say. It's been beaten up, scratched up. I think I also accidentally hit it with a blade and it did not penetrate it. These tree cemeteries are so much fun to paddle through, like a little obstacle course, or in my case, a pinball machine. I'm hitting like everything in the book. I'm glad this plastic stuff is nice and tough. I also took a peek in those bird boxes they have in the bay. First of all, I'm impressed someone even like planted them here in the first place. They're for wood ducks. They have a little placard on them. I took a peek. There are some eggs in them. So according to Google Maps, there is an inflow in this cove up ahead. Do I risk it? It's all lily pads and I am beating the crap out of my kayak. That is a beaver dam. I am not getting out and taking that apart. I think it's time to start turning around. I'm at the furthest part of the lake from the boat launch. I'm gonna go back and explore the far side. Look to be some interesting coves over there. And I wanted to try disembarking on at least one of those islands. Check this out. I thought I was at the far end of the lake, but there's a narrow isthmus or strait, whatever the heck it is, that goes to an entirely different quadrant of the lake. Here's an interesting science experiment. How full or empty does a gallon of water have to be to still float on a lake? I've taken one swig of this. It's still, I'd say, 80% full. Let's see. Yeah, it floats all right. It's hard to get a sense of the size of Twining Pond when you're in the water, I guess because of the geography. It's deceptively small. But I think because it has so many coves and shorelines and twists and turns and islands, you can just like spend an entire day here. Well, I just spent 3 hours here. Another strange thing about this pond is there's no animals here. No birds, no squirrels, no fish at all, and not even any insects. I find it very strange, very eerie. It's a very empty lake, but I guess vacation means emptying out, right? So I'm getting what I wanted. I enjoyed taking the time, spending the first day of this road trip exploring my home state. Massachusetts is a beautiful state. I'm ready to head south though, so I'm gonna pack up. I think I might be heading down towards the Delaware Gap tonight, but I want to try to get some more rowing in first. The day is still young. The roads around Twining Pond are not nearly as much fun as the water. I wouldn't recommend going there in a low clearance vehicle. From there, I decided to head south. I want to get more boating on. I want to get to the next state though. Connecticut has some beautiful lakes and rivers in the Housatonic Mountains. I'm at one right now. I think I'm actually back on the Housatonic River, believe it or not, in a little town called Bridgewater. I've realized I like rowing on rivers way more than lakes. I just love all the meandering. I'm on a tributary of the Housatonic right now, and I think I might go this way, which leads towards, I guess, sub-tributaries. What do you call it when it's 2 levels behind? So this right here is the tighter of the two tributaries I thought about going up. I figured I'd touch bottom with it first, see if it's even navigable. It's got cinder blocks and logs blocking it. Bird is going crazy. Yeah, this is basically just a little cove and a waterfall. I'm gonna have to turn around. The other tributary I'm gonna try to sneak up is called Pond Brook. It goes under Hanover Road right here, but it's looking like super sketchy. There's just so much detritus in the water. Not like garbage or anything, just like seaweed and logs and a little bit of garbage. This is just a stew of like nature's refuse right here. I would love to get under that bridge. I think it's plenty wide enough, deep enough as well, but I just can't move forward in this, and it doesn't smell too good either. So I'm gonna go back on the Housatonic. The Housatonic is like super large at this point in Connecticut. It's like the Connecticut River is in Massachusetts. You're about to see. It scares me a little bit. My plan for this afternoon's row is a little bit dangerous. I'm gonna be going across the Housatonic downstream a little bit, then up a tributary river, I think called the Sheephog River. It's fairly large. I think I want to spend the rest of the day there, right up until sunset. Coming back though, that means I'll have to paddle upstream against the Housatonic current for about a quarter mile. It's a significant current. Then I'll have to paddle upstream this cold brook back to the boat launch. That's a lot of upstream paddling to do in the dark after I've been rowing for like 6 hours. Along the banks of the Housatonic here, there's some old stone hedgerows. This whole forest must have been clear-cut and farmed at some point. Here come the waves. All right, get ready for the waves, folks. I've learned the best way to tackle them is head on. Here they come. Oh, here we go. Here we go. See, when they come from the side, I feel like I'm more in danger of capsizing. I'm rowing up that Sheephog River, which is more of a bay. Actually, the whole Housatonic River down here is more like a lake. It's just so wide. I'm so affected by the wind and the waves. If I wanted to, I could fold up my kayak, walk through these woods over a hill about a quarter mile, pop out on the Housatonic, and then sail downstream back to my van. Instead, I'm gonna be doing this long U-shaped thing. Sunsets in about an hour, but I'm gonna try to go upstream a little bit more. I think I wanna get to that cove at the end of the bay. This bay was pretty, guys, but I just realized I messed up in two major ways. For one, I forgot my headlamp. I had taken it out and put it in another bag and forgot to put it back in my boat bag. And for another, I had set my phone alarm to go off 40 minutes before sunset, so I knew I had time to turn around. It never went off, or I never set it or something. I don't know. But now I've got 20 minutes to go until sunset. I need to go downstream about a mile, then upstream against the wind and the current for another mile and a half. So I'm gonna put the phone away, get to rowing. Yeah, this is not good. Well, I made it down to that U-shaped bend, the end of the peninsula. Now I have to row upstream up the Housatonic against the current and the wind. I thought it was only a quarter mile when I judged the first time. It's actually more like 3/4 of a mile upstream. And then upstream up that little cove. Sunsets in 9 minutes from now. I think I should have enough twilight. Putting that headlamp back in my boat bag was the first thing I did when I got back to my kayak tonight. Or not my kayak, my van. I don't mind boating in the dark. I'm more worried about other boats running over me. So yeah, that's important. Tonight, I actually wanted to get to New Jersey. I still have a couple of hours of driving to go. I wanted to stealth camp there tonight, but New Jersey has a lot of two things: tolls and people. It ain't cheap to drive through, so I don't want to pay for lodging on top of that. And there's almost nowhere to disappear. It's just so densely populated. But it has one of the most beautiful places in the country, the Delaware National Water Gap. I'm gonna go there tonight. Wish me luck, because I've been asked to move twice in the night in my life. Once in a national forest, once in a national park, but never in a national gap. We'll see how it goes. It'll probably be my next video. I'm gonna wrap it up for today. My arms are sore. Yeah, I'm gonna say good night, everyone. Peace out. I will see you in the next adventure. It's gonna be a good one.